Well, welcome to week 4 of the ABL Hot Corner, and we have got some big issues heading into round 4. Welcome to Andrew Sperling, my main man once again. Spurls, how are you?
Fantastic, buddy.
Mate, we've got some things to go through.
We have, as we're nearly a third of the way through this 40-game season, Chuckles.
Third of the way through.
It travels pretty quick.
Oh, yes, third of the way through, and there were some big decisions to be made, I think, and we've seen some gaps in both divisions. Well, a gap in the Southwestern division, the division of death, we've called it, and it's looking that way at the moment. But certainly in the Northeastern division, things are getting close, and we expect them to get close there as well. So we've got some things to go through. We'll review the fun in Brisbane on the weekend. There was a bit of fun up there. We've got some milestones to go through, and we've got some big questions on some big teams in regards to rotations and lineups. So we'll leave it right there for the introduction, and we'll come back for the review of week 3 in the ABL.
It's just Williams, I'm holding here in Perth. You're watching the ABL Hot Corner.
Well, here we are back at the ABL Hot Corner for week 4, but we're reviewing week 3, and we'll go through the series one by one. Spurs, Perth, Adelaide to start off with. A series, and you got something to say about my tips?
Oh, Chuckles, I tell you what, champion. Do you punt as well, or because seriously, did you make a slip?
No. Look, okay,
now I did agree with everything, so that puts me in the same boat.
Yeah, but I'm under the pump to make the tips in the first place, so you just agree. I mean, you take the easy way out. So after week 3, I tell you what, if we had a baseball tipping competition, I'd have to be on top.
You'd be well and true.
But you know what? We're into week 3 now. We've prepped it up a bit. Guess what? We can only go downhill from here. So let's go to week 3 in the review. Perth and Adelaide. Spurs. We saw Perth get to the bite in the last 2 games with 30 runs scored. But again, we saw Adelaide dominate through Solbach and Hire in the first 2 games. They were able to take 2 wins. We all thought that if they could take another win, they'd obviously win the series.
Yes.
They were primed. But come Saturday night and Sunday, the heat just turned it up.
No secret formula to baseball, Chuckles.
That's right.
You pitch well, and you get behind him with the sticks and give him a few runs, and presto. It's as simple as that. And Solbach has just been absolutely outstanding.
.44, 044.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked like having runs hit off him. I don't know if things change, as you know. Pitchers can't stay that way forever. We know that. But at the moment, things are looking good for him and the bite. I think Hire from a rough outing in Brisbane the first week, he's just continued to improve.
Yeah. Found his change-up, Chuckles.
Yeah.
Which is the El Procopec number 1. So he's loving that. And also Solbach set a bite record with 14 punch-outs in a game. So, 2 stellar performances. Put Solbach in the team of the week again. It's 2 weeks in a row. The big German is just on fire.
Then we come to Saturday and Sunday, and Perth turned up with pardon the pun, the heat up with the bats, and we saw 17 runs on Saturday night, and then 13 runs after a 0-0 start after 3 innings on Sunday.
Yeah.
Bowie was a big contributor with the RBIs there. Everyone got into the act. Everyone got into the act. Saturday and Sunday.
7 guys, multiple hit games.
And then it was great to see Nick Veal have a great outing. So
he was scoreless and nearly no hitting through 5 or 6.
We look at it, and Perth would have come away from those 2 games, and they would have thought, we got out with a split. But I think Adelaide let one slip.
I've got to say for Adelaide, a little bit stiff. Greg Moselle, into the second, doing a good job, middle ball game, I reckon. Gets one off his glove, slow roller over to second. He goes to jump on it and twists his ankle. Saw that
in sitting up in the stand, rugged up on Saturday night. So look, it's unfortunate, but you're just on the background of there. The bite just sort of let one slip. They had a great opportunity to win the series. They didn't. It happens. and they move on to.
Well, they have to, buddy, because if they're splitting at home,
they got to win on the road.
Well, and what's the chances of that?
Ooh, I think
I don't mean not win on the road, but they've got to win 3-1 on the road.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about that
how
a little bit
teams
more.
do that?
That's it.
That's it. Hi, I'm Sam Connelly from Alcohol against Mercy, and you're watching the ABL Hot Corner.
Well, here we are and reviewing week 3, and now we're going to go to Auckland and Canberra. Spurs, Auckland 2, Canberra 2. Again, dominated by pitching, you think?
Oh, definitely pitching again. Canberra win game 1 on the back of Steve Kent again. Just outstanding. He continues his form. Rap for him, doing a great job. And then we chuck on over to game 2. We have the wonderful Blagoski again. He gave up his first run, so just not quite good enough, young fella. You got to do better than that, But again, we keep going to it. There's 15 of his 25.
We've got 10 left.
Yeah.
So we could see the ex-big leaguer and Josh Coleman to get his first win. He's continued to pitch better.
Outstanding.
Better for the run the first couple of weeks. He comes back with the win. And their bats
First start at home,
and he's only going to get one more chance obviously this weekend when they play Sydney in their last home series. Unbelievable. We'll touch on that again, but offensively, Maxie Brown, one of the ex-bites, getting into the action with Richards, and again Zhu coming to the fore, and it's good to see the young talent on show.
Yeah, really good. We've sort of we by no means underestimated Auckland. We just said, hey, gee, how tough a gig. Mincy trying to piece all of this together with restrictions, etc. They are playing with heart, with passion, with desire, a real willingness to want to group together, and they're doing a really good job, I reckon, Auckland.
So Canberra, as we highlighted in the first episode, now come back and play Brisbane, but they've got 4 out of the next 5 at home.
Yes.
They're poised to make a big run right here as well.
Their newly revamped ballpark, which will be fantastic to see, and I'm really looking forward to it. And you're dead right, Chuckles. They're going along and
under the radar,
and as I think I said last week, my prediction of Sydney looks like it's just going south, and Canberra, Brisbane look like they're the 2 teams in that division.
We don't have 2 episodes of the Blowtorch this week, do we? You haven't given up on Sydney already?
Well, not just yet. Not just yet.
Okay, just checking. Okay, welcome back to the Hot Corner. We're reviewing week 3. Spurs, we're going to get to Altona. Melbourne 3, Geelong Korea 1. We saw Geelong Korea come out and cause a mini upset, ball over on the first game, and then Melbourne the second game was nice and tight as well, and then we saw a big high scoring game 3, and then Melbourne turned the screws on in game 4, got to Geelong Korea's pitching depth.
Yeah.
So Melbourne come away 3-1.
Yeah, look, Melbourne have been, as we know, probably up there with Perth as one of those leaders of that division. So no surprise. What did you say? We called it 3-1.
We called it 3-1. Well, I called it 3-1. I mean,
hey.
So again, the Melbourne Aces bullpen again came through.
Yeah, been stingy.
God,
they really have.
And they've got some reinforcements to come. So look. You can only look. They've got the lowest ERA in the league, I believe, just under 3 at the moment. So, look, all things going equal, Perth this weekend. We'll get to the tips later, but interesting when they travel over the Nullarbor this week. A good all-round, solid appearance from the Aces, and we saw a milestone during that series.
Yes, we did, but also we've got DJ Burt, Jared Cruz, Garrison Schwartz. they had their reliever Sato in the team of the week. So 4 of them.
Now, what did we see? We saw the old man do something.
We did, and looks like he's beefed up a little bit. Old
Oh, he has.
He's obviously a personal trainer, so he was in really good nick last year. Not saying he's not in good nick now, but it looks like he's put a little beef on. And 50th homer for the great man.
It was a fair shot.
In the ABL, it was.
Fair shot, and then he goes out and gets ejected. Well, it happens. Come on. Now,
when you're one of the top of the wazzers in the ABL, I suppose you get some rights. And his rights was to have a little bit of a whinge about some balls and strikes.
Of course you do, yeah.
It's still, this game doesn't make allowances.
That's right.
See you later, have an early break and come up fresh for the next one.
That's it. So good on you, Hughes, for hitting your 50th.
Yeah, congratulations, mate.
And well, I said a couple of weeks ago, that, and you'd probably agree, that he could play for another 5 or 6 years easy.
Well, hitters can a bit, as long as you keep your fast twitch muscles going and your eyes don't fail on you. He'll be rolling around. He's in good nick, and yeah, he's not done with just yet. And
Geelong Korea, we've got a Chicago Cub prospect out in Kwang Min Kwang. I think I've got that right. Finally, he's probably the shining light for the Geelong Korean team, and he's hit a few homers, and he's hitting above 300. One of the shining lights.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, as we've said, they're going to send out and bring in some cavalry, I reckon, and see if they can stop things up a little bit. So, it's not over and done with just yet. It's a big initiation, I think, to come into Australia, play the first real international side to play in the ABL. Get used to things. Still down at the Windy Hollow, down at Geelong. I think they can only improve, Chuckler.
Absolutely, and we expect them to improve. I think a lot of people were just questioning the level that the level of players that they brought out up against the competition that's already here, and of course with the imports coming in. Yeah. So I think we're starting to see an improvement. Well, the first couple of games against Melbourne, I think you definitely did. Yeah. And then it sort of fell away. But again, going forward, they got the bite coming to Geelong this week. It's going to be a very interesting series.
Well, we'll talk about that one a little later.
Hi, I'm Scott Kosminski from the Melbourne Aces, and you're watching the ABL Hot Corner.
Well, here we are. We're reviewing week 3 of the ABL and the episode 4 of the ABL Hot Corner. Spurs will come to the last series we've got to review up there in Brisbane, One Hub Stadium powered by Optus. Brisbane ended up winning this series 3-1. Sydney came out the first night, got the win. Brisbane came on the Saturday, got 2 wins in the double header with a sweep there, and then we saw Sunday. Brisbane jump ahead early. Sydney came back, and we come to the 9th innings of game 4. And all the shenanigans took place, and we saw Kemp tie the game. Yeah. And then we saw our mate Gift, who's just been batting superbly his first 2 weekends in the Brut ABL.
4 home runs over this
4 home runs over. And now it's the incident that it's got you a bit uptight.
Well, I just Van Mill trying to get the close, trying to get the win for the big fella here. What does he have to get over?
10.
Okay, so there he was, and left a fastball up, and the big Gift has just planted him over left field.
So the incident that followed around the bases.
Yeah, well, it was more sort of, I suppose, only because we didn't see him round first, round second, but rounding third, Gift's gone off. Yeah. And was really quite animated and really given it to Luke. And
at the plate he did as well.
Oh, absolutely, and greeted at the plate by some pretty happy boys. But then he's remonstrating and turning around and wanting to say, and then the Sydney boys are out and they're ushering him off.
Brisbane boys are coming out.
Yeah, Brisbane boys were coming out, and Tony's trying to usher all of the Sydney boys back, but Gift couldn't be stopped. And I wonder what would have happened there.
Well, we don't know. Of course, we don't know through the footage, obviously, and we don't know if something happened early in the game. Look, we know it could be going back to the World Baseball Classic days. You never know, between the Dutch and South Africa, of course, when Luke was pitching for the Netherlands. So, look, we don't know if it's gone back through there, or far as back through the WBC, or we didn't see during the at-bat, or I certainly didn't see it. You said you didn't see it, and we couldn't see it. Look, we don't know what was the spark. We don't know if there's what was set history there. So, but I don't think it was. If it's just happened on that at-bat, I don't think it's a good look.
No, well, look, it also sort of just to take it a bit, just with regards to Gift, he roomed with Welshie in his first couple of years in Pro Ball.
There you go.
Spent a fair bit of time with the Welshes. Said he's an impeccable young man.
Yeah.
So it's not right, but hey,
we don't know
at the heat of the battle. But boy, he wanted to carry it on. But I tell you what, there were 10 Brisbane guys standing just about at the plate, and they're all as big as you. They are some big units.
Not everyone's big as me.
No, well, they probably weren't as big as you.
That's right. So, look, we don't know what. We didn't see the incident in full, so we can't really make an assumption.
We're speculating.
Speculating, of course. So, again, we're sitting on the fence because we're known to be sitting on the fence. So, they're not pretty a good look, but as I said, we don't know the circumstances. We move on.
Yeah.
Brisbane came to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth, and then we
go to top 10.
Go to top 10, and then we go to bottom 10. We go to bottom 10, top 10,
Sydney
bottom 10.
Couldn't get it done with the international rules.
And then Soupies come up, and as we've seen a lot of times, Spurs, especially when I was away with the 23s in the Colombian World Cup, we saw a lot of teams. If teams can't score in the top half of international rules, the team that comes to bat in the bottom half sort of let the bats fly.
Well, why wouldn't you, I suppose? You sort of, know that at the end of the day you're perhaps going to get another crack at it. And hit away, young Andrew Campbell, smashes one to the centre field fence. Game over. And that guy, Andrew Campbell, needs a real tick too, because he's on fire this year. He's in the team of the week again, doing a great job. So awesome stuff by Brisbane.
Bit of sting there for Sydney to finish off this. I mean, to come away, we said it a couple of weeks ago, again, we touched on it. To come away, they were 5-3 going ahead, win-loss ratio, and then if they could come away with a split, that sets them up, of course, going to Auckland this weekend, but a bit of a bitter taste in the mouth to leave Brisbane with, and they lost the series 1-3. So there is our review of week 3, and we've got some ripping subjects coming up, so don't turn that dial on Facebook, please.
Grill the Chuckler.
And the Blowtorch, please stick around. We'll come back for the...
Hey, I'm Greg Moselle from the Adelaide Bite, and you're watching ABL Hot Corner.
Welcome back, the ABL Hot Corner episode 4, and one of the segments, here he is, look at him, the big rooster, the big chuckler. Okay, so grill the chuckler we've got. My man, first question.
I don't know these, do I? I don't know these.
No, I'm making...
So I'm under the pump.
Well, you are under the pump. International rules, my man. Is there a place for it?
Absolutely, it's got to stay. Geez, that was quick. I think we aren't in the era yet, spells of playing 15, 16 innings games, because they do happen every so often.
Yeah, well, we saw
They do, and we can't play till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
No. We love extra innings games, those Charles.
We do. Extra innings games we love, because there's suspense and the thrill of that team getting ahead, and the thrill of the walk-off.
Free baseball.
The thrill of the walk-off in the bottom half of the innings if it happens, and so international rules is here to stay. I think a couple of years ago it was initially going to be just put the runner on first, but it's better with the runners on first and second. We've seen it through international, of course, rules, and we've seen it through the recent World Cups, so through the IBAF.
How many teams can't execute a bunt in that situation?
Well, it gives you a good workout for teams that's first and second bunt defence. But I mean, it gives you a good workout. I mean, if you haven't practiced them, you haven't worked them out. Well, then you better, because. But we've seen some teams surprise and go and bat the ball straight off the bat, rely on the bats, and we've all seen. Away again, just commenting on the World Cup that I've come back from, I saw a team double steal off the first pitch and just rely on the bat. Ball going on the ground, run scored straight away. So, the percentages say the bunt defence plays, you bunt the guy over, 8 or 9 times out of 10 you're going to get that out at first base.
So it's the last 2 guys that were out, right? That
Yes, go to first and second.
Yeah.
International rules for me.
So you can't conspire it with a couple of quickies and attempt.
No, to get the run, the quick
the steal.
No, it's got to be the previous two hitters or 2 outs. 2 outs or 2 hitters in the lineup.
Well, we'll find that out.
We'll find that out. I'm sure someone will let us know. I think it's the 2 hitters in the lineup, but I could be wrong. Stand to be corrected is my favourite saying. But I understand what you're saying. I think it's here to stay. I think it's a good way to cut that game. Of course, we don't want to see games go for 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
Although the traditionalists say yes, we do. But I don't think we're at that stage yet to play till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
So what's your sort of summing it up? Hybrid competition, 40 game season.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it moving. It's a short season.
It's a tick.
Wind it up, get it moving.
It's a tick.
International rules here to stay. And right, Chuckles.
Next question.
How are we going to get some people back to the parks?
Geez, that's like a blowtorch question. We've said it a couple of weeks ago. I've stated that we should get rid of Thursday nights and play Friday, Saturday doubleheader, Sunday. It's a given that we've got to play Sundays, I think, to play 4 games. So I'm relinquishing on that. We've got to play 4 games. We've got to play Sundays. If we're going to get people through the gates back to what it was, going back to 20, 25 years ago up Nord, good old Nord, because we're in Adelaide, of course. We threw the gates open. I mean, I don't know. I think you should throw the gates open Friday night. Gold coin donation, $5 entry fee. How you do it, I don't know.
Well, but what also you're doing there? If you do increase your numbers, your revenue goes up because there's more food, more alcohol, more drink intake, more merchandise buying. More people there. Naturally, it's gonna pour back to you. Give a bit to get a bit again.
I think it's a given that again on Friday nights we're going to start the game 7 o'clock everywhere because of work and that.
Yeah.
People get home or they might go straight from work. People prefer to go home, of course, and then come to the baseball. I think if the Friday and Sundays you can make it a $5 entry fee and gold coin donation, wherever you want to do it, I reckon you'll get people through. I know we're competing with club games on Sundays in all states. Club trainings on Thursday nights we've touched on, we won't touch that again, but and then make Saturday your double header day. Start the games earlier. Start the games at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. I guarantee you more people will come to the ballpark spells on a 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock afternoon around those times than a 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night.
Chuckles, I was going to say it was a half-baked grill of Chuckler, but boy, you fired up at the end. See you back here in a sec for the blowtorch.
Hey, I'm Aaron Whitefield from the Adelaide Bite, and you're watching ABL Hot Corner.
Welcome back to the ABL Hot Corner for episode 4, and I'm just relieving my neck area here because there's going to be some smoke, or there is some smoke around the building at the moment because it's Andrew Sperling's week, or his turn to turn up on somebody on the blowtorch, or a team or individual or organisation. So I'm going to throw it over to Spurls. Spurls, who is onto the blowtorch?
I know why we're both getting a little bit hot under the collar with the blowtorch, because it's very close to home, Chuckles, and it's got to go to the Adelaide Bite. And it's perhaps not so much a blowtorch, but just saying something's got to give here. Some big decisions need to be made. One, we've got 7, 8 and 9, going about 9 for 95 right at the moment. I'm a great believer, Chuckles, 7, 8 and 9 win your games of baseball. Okay, your engine room is your engine room. They're there to do their job. They're hitting 1 to 6 because that's what they are. 7, 8 and 9 have been nearly on the nose. And that's nothing to the boys because, hey, it happens. But it's not going to win games of baseball for the Adelaide Bite.
So just stopping you there for a second for the first sort of question. So we're into week 3, we're 40-game season, 10-week season. Week 3 now into week 4. It's not like a 20-week season, of course, but we're almost halfway. So you're saying that from the offensive side that there may be one change that needs to be made to the lineup?
One.
Do you see there's more?
Perhaps 2.
Okay. So I mean, and hitting your point before, 7, 8, 9, yeah, that wins you the games. For guys like, for the players struggling at the plate, well, let's put it this way, Mead and McArdle, they're both young, obviously. They're in their, well, Mead's in his second year, McArdle's his third year, I believe. They're both signed professionally, Arizona and Philadelphia. They're our future. I'll say our future. They're our future in the ABL. They're Adelaide's future going forward. I think you've got to persist with them and make them play and get them more playing time.
It's a 40-game season, Chuckles. It's, as you said, it's not a 90-game season or something. So whilst you're persevering and trying to do the right thing, losing games going backwards, not going to make it.
Okay, so we'll quickly finish off on it. Gallagher, we saw Gallagher come in from one of the local club teams from Kensington.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to alternate with McArdle at first, the DH first base role. He brings a presence. He had some good bats on the weekend.
Yeah.
Brings a presence, big guy, big lefty.
Yeah, he really did bring a presence.
So looks like Rogan may be the squeeze.
Yeah.
So we should see come this weekend the roster when it gets released tomorrow, tomorrow evening, as to what they've done. Is it time to bring someone up for development?
It's my blowtorch, Chuck. Let's just stay out of it for a second.
I'm asking you the questions. Is it time to bring somebody off for development?
Well, we have to. Simply have to, because we simply can't keep going at that rate.
Okay.
You know, an injection of youth, Mitch light body, been to college, come back, came in, you know, bang, crunch one on the weekend. It looked pretty good. He can play the field well.
Does he go?
I think he has to.
Okay. And going off of the pitching, you've got some concerns?
Well, you have to have concerns, because every time, as we said, Salvash, Hire, doing wonderful jobs. We're going to our Aussie contingent. Look, Moselle was dead unlucky last week. We said that, but you know, how long can you keep persevering? Michael Garn last week, much better. Maybe, just maybe, the shrewd manager might have thought, hey, we got to 3, he's done well, still got some in the bullpen, maybe it was the time to get him out, send him into the 4th, kaboom.
And go to your good relievers.
Correcto, but even the good relievers got belted up too, so we're sort of, with the 2 Japanese boys who've been magnificent, they couldn't get it done last week. We know the Perth bats are pretty hot, but also with those relievers in those 2 tight games in 1 and 2, that they would have been up and down and up and down and up and down themselves. So, look, it's not easy. Whether we need to restock, whatever we've got to do, I like both of those boys. I see a future for them, but at the moment, have they won a game between them?
They haven't, and they haven't got out of the 5th innings either. So I think the theory behind Adelaide certainly going to Geelong this weekend to play Geelong Korea is that you go with your guns first, Solbach and Higher games 1 and 2. They really want to win those 2 games, don't you? And then you try and pick one of the last 2.
Well, especially when Geelong have been falling off too. So here's 2 teams that are just about on the same little avenue. And
pitching
both going well game-wise. Okay. Coming out hard in game 1, game 2, just completely falling off the perch in games 3 and 4.
Well, so Spurs has turned it up on the Adelaide bite.
And I haven't finished just quite yet.
Oh, there we go.
Because we've got a young manager, and now's the time for some tough calls. So how easy is it going to be? So are you going to step up and make some calls, or keep drifting along and all of a sudden come back 16 games, nearly halfway through, with no chance?
Well, the bite are 16 and 36 since the start of last year. And I guess your point is valid. Some tough calls have to be made. Well, that is Andrew Sterling's Blowtorch, and it's pretty hot and steamy in here. We'll better take a break and come back with the last segment.
Hi, I'm Tyler Falwell from the Melbourne Aces, and this is the ABL Hot Corner.
ABL Hot Corner, discussing the Brut ABL season for 2018-2019. We're going to go through our tips, spells quickly. We're going to do a lot of fence sitting this well. I'm going to do a lot of fence sitting.
Oh, does that, so don't just jump me in the same pile. I have disagreed with you in the previous couple of weeks, so last week was just my astuteness to follow you.
Okay, Melbourne and Perth, I'm going for a split. We don't know, I guess it's, well, we're going to see the bullpens coming. We're going to see the Melbourne bullpen be put to the test against the Heat hitters. So, I'll go for a split.
Look, I know the numbers are saying it otherwise. I'm still not absolutely bought into either of those teams.
Okay.
And that's not to say
They're not
good.
Let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see.
Ooh, so there's a big series coming up
I'll
too.
sit with you on that one. I'll go for a split.
Of course.
That's what I've written down.
Auckland and Sydney. Auckland's last home series spells.
And getting closer with those with Glogowski and
I'm going to split again. I'm going to sit on the fence.
Well, look, if Canberra couldn't do it, Sydney's not going to do it. So I might even see an opportunity here for Auckland. But I'll sit with you.
Oh,
2-2.
Brutal. Brisbane, Canberra. Canberra's first home series, and of course it's been highlighted. They've got 4 out of their 5 next at home. 4 out of the 5 series at home. 16 at home, 4 on the road against Adelaide in a couple of weeks at West Beach. Oh, this could be a cracking series.
Oh, this is.
He's just going to say it's just going to tell us where Canberra are at, or more where Sydney, where Brisbane were both.
I think both of them. I'm not so sure. Maybe the Brett balls or whatever. I haven't done, and I will do next week. Maybe look at the run production for Brisbane, because I don't think it's been as bold as it was last year. And with Canberra at home, first series. Gee, they're on fire. Their pitching's just been awesome, and so are Brisbane.
Yeah.
So this is absolutely the clash of the round, and I'm splitting it.
3 for 3.
I said
Go out yourself. God, please. I know you think the world of me and my tips, but please go out.
Get a voice of your own.
That's right. So we come to I'm going to sort of disagree with you on the series of the round. I reckon the Adelaide Geelong Korea is the series of the round, because
it's not the series of the round. I think it's the series where I think the most is at stake.
Series of the round. Come on. So look. I'm going to go. This is a big test for the bite. Not so much Geelong Korea. We've seen an improvement in Geelong Korea. Adelaide are 5 and 7 spells, and it comes without saying, to make ground, you've got to win series 3-1 or 4-0. We know that. Pretty simple. We know. Pretty simple arithmetic. If the bite are going to make ground on Perth and Melbourne in the first half of the season, to me, this series is the one for them. I think they've got the lineup. You've touched it on the Blowtorch on 7, 8, 9. If they make a change there, we'll see again when the roster comes up. But I think they've got the lineup to do it. I think they've got the bats to do it. I'm going to go for the bite 3-1.
Not for me, Chuckles. It's another split for me.
Oh, so no confidence there in the bite from Spurs. He's
if you can't win 3-1 at home, how are you winning 3-1 away?
Well, different location, different team, different pitching matchups. So I'm banking on Solbach and Hire anchoring the first 2 wins, and of course they'll need their bullpen, of course, to do that. I just think the last 2 games, games 3 and 4, will be a bit of a slugfest between the 2. I just think Adelaide can steal one of them, and we don't know if Moselle's out injured and can't pitch. We don't know who will step up. They might pull somebody from the local competition in the SABL. Well, we don't know yet. So I'm going to go Adelaide. This is a series. They're 5 and 7. They'll come back to West Beach 8 and 8.
We'll be back over and under. See you in a second.
Hi, I'm Jackson Rush from the Adelaide Bite, and you're watching ABL Hot Corner.
Welcome back, everyone. ABL Hot
Corner. Hope you're enjoying things. Now, one of our other segments that we like, the over or under.
To finish off with, yes.
Finish off with. And I've got one for you, Chuckles. Adelaide, over or under 32 runs this weekend.
Ooh. Put me on the spot, that's good. I'll go over.
That's 8 again, Chuckles.
Yeah, I'll go over. I'll put faith in the bats this weekend. You touched on it last week about Geelong, and we saw the run production from Perth a couple of weeks ago. And we've both been there and managed there. It's pretty hard to hit balls out. Well, obviously it wasn't the other weekend. I'm just going on that theme. I think the Adelaide bats will connect this weekend, and I'll go over 32.5 runs. Bold predictions this weekend, people.
Chuckles. You're either going to go,
I'm going to sink or swim.
Fire.
I'm going to sink or
Or
swim.
you're going to come in a very, very average unit.
Well, normally when I go into the water, I sink because of my athleticism. So I'll stay above ground and stay above the water and swim this week. But it'll be interesting. That happens next week.
What do you got for me, Chuckles?
Pearls. Pearls. I say pearls. Spurls. There we go. Spurls. Over and under 55.5 home runs for Perth this year.
55.5.
Now they're on 22 after 3 rounds. So we've got 7 rounds to go, obviously. So what do we want? Another 33. Can they hit another 33, which is around the 4 to 5 mark each round?
I'm not so sure they can, Chuckles. It's too big a number for me. Even when we get to Christmas and we get to brighter weather in January, more still nights, I think the actual competition improves enormously in January. No.
Sorry, Perth Heat fans. Under, you're not going to be hitting a lot of home runs to finish off the season.
So be it. So we will take another little short break. We'll be back. We'll wind things up. We've got a great interview to finish things off. We'll see you in a second.
G'day, I'm Aaron Whitefield from the Adelaide Bite. You're watching the ABL Hot Corner. Make sure you like and subscribe.
So welcome back, Brut ABL Hot Corner. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight. We're going to wind things up. Another great night by the big man here, and thanks again to Darren, and also thank you to Myland Office Furniture, who've also come on as a supporter of us. We're sitting in a beautiful studio here, 107 Henley Beach Road, Myland. Just another wonderful South Australian company. Employ over 50 brilliant South Australians, and we thank Myland Office Furniture to give us this facility, and we hope that you've recognised that the sound is a lot better in this great little studio. So